Aaron and Alexia are twins from birth. They both did everything together. Growing up they fell in love with each other, but each of them tried hiding their feelings for one another. But such feelings couldn't be hiding for that long, such feelings couldn't be held back. Both twins find themselves giving in to the desires between them and finds it really hard to change their relationship back to the way it was before. The deed has been done, there was no changing anything. Would Alexia and her brother get to stop the taboo they are already entangled in? Would the lust between them turn to love? Would their dirty secret come out in the open? Read, read, read. To get all the answers. Welcome to our channel. If you like interesting and touching love stories, come to our channel. Here, Emma will bring you stories full of surprises, emotions, and excitement. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell, so you don't miss any interesting stories. Let's enjoy it together. Hey love. James greets walking towards his girlfriend. He kissed her on the cheek, his hand going around her waist. James. 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 Aaron, Alexia twin brother rushing over to them, his face glowing red. He got to where James and Alexia are standing, and then held James by the collar and punched him right on the face. What the heck are you doing, Aaron? Why the F***ck did you do that? Alexia yelled loudly. Aaron paid no attention to his sister's yells. Instead he pushed James to the ground, climbed on top of him, then punched him repeatedly on the face. Who the F***ck gave you the right to cheat on my sister? Who the F***ck gave you that right? He yelled angrily, raining more punched on James' face. James couldn't say a word, instead he out blood from his mouth. I'm talking to you. Give me an answer. Aaron growled. Alexia tried her possible best to separate her twin brother from her boyfriend, but she was only successful after Aaron had completely battered her boyfriend's face. Alexia glared at her brother, then carried her boyfriend up and then lead him to the school clinic. You shouldn't have done that, Aaron. Alexia yells, running after an angry Aaron. Stop defending him, Alexia. Aaron yells back at her, turning to stare at her. Why won't I defend him, Aaron? Tell me why. I can barely recognize my boyfriend anymore. And you're here spurting such nonsense from your mouth. Who gave you the right to beat him that way? Her chest heaved up and down, her eyes glaring holes into him. You call what I'm saying nonsense? Alexia, I caught your boyfriend with another girl. I was only trying to protect you as your twin brother. That's why I did what I did. Aaron defends, equally glaring back at his sister. He knows the reason why he did what he did. He knows the reason why he acted out of anger without investigating the whole thing. He knows why he did it, and it's not definitely because he wants to protect his twin sister. It's because of something more that he can't explain. Protect me? You disfigured my boyfriend's face, Aaron. How is that protecting me? Besides, I never asked you to punch him the way you did. I don't want you to F***king defend me. Alexia yelled right in his face. Aaron opens his mouth to speak, but Alexia raised her left hand up, stopping him from saying a single word. Don't you even say anything, Aaron. That girl is James' cousin. And I know her, so I don't want you poking your nose into my relationship with my boyfriend. I trust him, and most importantly, I love him. Those simple words, I love him, pierced Aaron's heart. He hates to see her in love with someone else. She should be loving him and only him, not some idiot motherfucker who doesn't even deserve her love. Cousin, you think she's really his cousin? Come on, Alexia, stop being a fool and open your goddamn eyes. James is cheating on you, and that girl is definitely not his cousin. Aaron utters, rubbing his forehead tiredly. Aaron, I don't care if you think James is cheating on me. I never asked for your opinion, so do me a favor and stop poking your nose in my business. Stop, please. She eyed him, then walked away angrily. Aaron punched a tree that's next to him repeatedly, muttering words of anger and frustration. He was only trying to do her a favor when he heard that boyfriend of hers was seen in a nightclub, kissing a girl. He just lost it and punched the living daylight out him. This isn't the first time he is beating up his sister's boyfriend. This isn't the first time, and he is so sure that this won't be the last. Hey babe. I'm so sorry about what my brother did to you. I'm really sorry. Alexia cries out, walking into James's bedroom. I don't think sorry would stitch up my broken face back, Alexia. James utters angrily. Ugh, I'm really sorry. My brother never knew Katrina is your cousin. And that's why he did that. He even asked me to apologize on his behalf. She lied. James could tell she is lying. He knows her brother so well. Who doesn't know the most hottest guy, popular guy and finally star football player in Weston High School? From the little James knows, he is well aware of the fact that Aaron would never apologize, not even if his life depends on it. You really want me to believe that? You know, I'm beginning to suspect the talks going around school about your brother are actually true. James comments. Alexia turns to stare at him in shock. You mean you're actually believing that my own twin brother is in love with me? She gasped in shock. Well, it won't be surprising if he is, after all. You're also in love with him, he says bluntly, looking straight into her eyes. What? Where the heck is this coming from? How could you accuse me of such a thing? Alexia yells, staring at her boyfriend wide eyes. Oh please, you think I don't know you desire your brother? You think I don't know your brother is the reason why you've refused me from popping your cherry? He accused. She opens her mouth to argue but closed it back. He is right, she is in love with her twin brother. And it's not just the normal love between a brother and a sister, no. This is different in another whole dimension. She can't really explain it all, but she had always fantasized about her twin brother ramming his hard DCK into her. James lets out a dry chuckle, folding his hand below his chest. I knew it, I wasn't wrong after all. Look at you, you can't even deny it. Geez, Alexia, he exclaimed. I did not deny it because I find the accusation very baseless and senseless. Why will I ever be in love with my own twin brother? A guy I shared my mother's womb with. I can't believe you would even think I'm capable of such. She utters in denial. Okay then, prove it. James says with a smirk, getting up from his bed. Alexia stares at him suspiciously. Prove what? And how? She asks confused. Prove to me that you're not in love with your twin brother. Prove to me that you're not lusting after him, he states, tracing his fingers on her exposed shoulders. Sure, don't talk. I'm not done yet, he whispers huskily, placing a finger on her lips to shut her up. You must be wondering how I want you to prove to me that you're not in love or lusting after your twin brother. Well, it's very simple. Let me take your virginity, let me pop your cherry tonight, he blurts out. Alexia eyes opens wide in shock. She's not supposed to be shocked. She already had a feeling that's what he would ask for. You're not going to do it, right? James asks, smirking. I will do it, James. If that's the only way for me to prove that I'm not lusting after my twin brother, then fine. I will do it, she replies, determined. Okay, he drawls, his finger running down the length of her curvy back, his lips tracing kisses on the curve of her neck. She's uncomfortable, so uncomfortable. Why does she feel this uncomfortable when she's this intimate with a guy that's her boyfriend? James takes hold of her zip, then start pulling it down. Alexia takes in a deep breath, then held his hand, stopping him. I knew it. I knew you are lusting after your brother, James exclaims, moving away from her, looking really disgusted. Say what you want to say, but I'm not in love with my twin brother. I'm not just ready for S**X. Alexia glares at him. Huff then angrily marched out of his room. Purple heart, purple heart, purple heart, purple heart, purple heart. Someone doesn't really look happy. Care to tell me who got you annoyed so I can beat the living daylight out of him? Aaron asks, staring at his sister with his familiar grin. This has to stop, Aaron. You have to stop all this beating up every guy that makes me sad. I know you're just trying to be a good senior twin brother, but it has to stop, Alexia exclaims angrily, her face morphing into a darker shade of red. You don't expect me to sit around and watch some stupid dumbass guy hurt your feeling, Aaron utters, getting up from the couch he's seating on. I don't want you defending me. I don't want your protection, Aaron. With the way you're behaving, you're making everyone think you love me. And I'm not talking about brotherly love, I'm talking about lust. You have to stop all this so the damn rumors would stop, Alexia yells out in frustration, hoping to get some sense in her brother's thick skull. And why do you think it's a rumor? He asks solemnly. What? I don't get you, Alexia says in confusion. Is he actually saying what she thinks he is saying? That can't be possible, right? She thinks. I am saying, did I ever deny the rumors? Who knows, it might just be truth. It might just be truth that I'm lusting after my twin sister, that I'm developing feelings for you, Aaron states, moving closer to her. Alexia's eyes opens wide in shock. He did not just say that. She thinks, refusing to believe what he just spurred out from his mouth. Can her brother really be in love with her? She gazed deep into his eyes, pure lust and maybe a little bit of love shined in his eyes. Hiccup. What? What are you saying, Aaron? Alexia stuttered, staring at her brother in shock. Aaron stops coming closer, then chuckled and soon started laughing. Got you, didn't I? Wow, your face right now is one to treasure. I should take a pic of it. Aaron laughed out, taking his phone from his pocket. Don't you even dare, ugh, I can't believe you right now. Alexia stomps her feet on the floor, pouting really hard. She glares at him, then marched away. Would it be wrong if she actually wished that he really did mean what he said? That he really did love her? Come on sis, don't be mad. Besides, wouldn't you rather date me? You're very handsome brother than all those idiots you date. He yelled after her, laughing really hard. CKU, Aaron. Alexia yells back, giving him the finger. James is right, Alexia. You are in love with your brother. Jenny, Alexia best friend states. Alexia stops pacing around the abandoned classroom, staring at her best friend in shock. She was expecting her to tell her she isn't in love or any way interested in her brother, and here she is spurting out nonsense from her mouth. You can look at me all you want, but the fact still stands, you love your brother and it's definitely not sisterly love. Maybe if you get to accept that fact, then you'll be able to take control of the matter. Jenny advised, getting up from the desk. She walks over to her friend, then placed a hand on her shoulder. Alexia sighs, taking off her friend's hand from her shoulder. You've got to be kidding. I don't know where you're getting such ideas from, but I refuse to believe that I'm capable of loving my own brother. In another whole different level. Alexia utters, shaking her head widely, refusing to believe the things going on in her head, refusing to process everything that's blatantly right there in her head. Ugh, try as much as you want to deny it, but we both know that you know I'm saying the truth. Jenny said with a knowing grin. Fine, maybe I do have feelings for my brother, but that doesn't mean a thing, okay? There would never be a thing between the both of us. He is my twin brother and that's incest. She heaved a sigh, walking past her friend. You're right about that, but if there is one thing I know it's gonna be hard to hide your feelings. It's not easy living with the same guy you have sexual feelings for. Jenny said, following right behind her best friend. I do not have sexual feelings for him, and can we talk about something else? Alexia breathes out. Fine, let's talk about something else. What are you gonna do about your relationship with James? Seriously, I said you should change the subject and that's what you change it to. Gosh, I don't want to think about my brother or James, so talk about something else. Alexia says, frowning. Yeah, whatever. So. Well. Okay, I don't have anything to talk about. I guess we just have to walk in silence then. Jenny concludes. Alexia rolls her eyes but kept quiet. They both walked in silence to the main school. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? It looks like your brother has a girlfriend. Jenny whistles, her eyes on Aaron, who is currently locking lips with Sophie, enemy of Alexia. Alexia stared at her brother, and the witch in her brother's arm. Her fist tightened in anger, her eyes saw red, jealousy grew in her, from the deepest part of her intestines. She isn't angry because her brother is kissing her worst enemy, no. She's angry because he is kissing a girl that is not her. Aaron! 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 Alexia yells, marching over to them, losing all sense of reason. She had forgotten her brother isn't her lover or her boyfriend, which gives him the right to love or go out with any girl he chooses to. Aaron sparrots from Sophie in shock, his eyes widen, really shocked to see his sister. Is not what you think, Alexia. Aaron explains, gulping. He knows he shouldn't be explaining himself to his sister, but he felt somewhat guilty, like he was cheating on his sister. Is what you think, Alexia, your brother asked me out. Sophie says with a smirk, then pecked Aaron on his cheeks. Seriously, Aaron? There is no other girl in this school that you have to ask her out, huh? Alexia yells, glaring at Sophie really hard. Is not like that, Alexia. She just grabbed me and kissed me unexpectedly. I never meant to kiss her. Aaron yells out, hoping she believes him. So what if I kissed you? I like your Aaron and I believe a handsome guy like you shouldn't be single. Sophie says, staring at him seductively, her fingers drawing invisible lines on his shoulder. Sophie, shut up! Aaron yelled, getting hold of her hand. He removed her hand forcefully, glaring at her. He shouldn't have kissed her back, but he did, 'cause he thought kissing her would erase his sister from his head. Seeing her standing right there in front of him in her high school uniform makes him want to grab her on the ass and kiss those pouty lips of hers. Why are you telling me to shut up? And why are you even explaining yourself to her? She's not your girlfriend. She is only your twin sister. Sophie exclaims, throwing her hands up in the air. Shut up, Sophie! Aaron yelled at her, irritated by her high-pitched voice. Oh please, why should I shut up? I guess the rumors are true after all. You are in love with your sister and your sister is also in love with you. I'm pretty sure that's the reason why she marched up to us angrily, screaming and shouting your name. Why am I even surprised? The both of you are disgusting. Sophie spats out, eyes the both of them, then walked away. Well, this is awkward, Jenny says, twisting her fingers together. Aaron puts his hands in his pocket. Alexia shifts uncomfortably, coughing awkwardly. Jenny, we have English class, right? We should go there now. Alexia says. Jenny nods her head. Yeah, sure, we should go. Nice meeting you, Aaron. I'm also offering English. Aaron mutters under his breath. What? Alexia asks, turning around to stare at her brother. I said I'm also offering English and there's no English class right now. Aaron repeats. No, that's not what I meant. I meant that the English teacher, Mrs. Wesley, is calling us. Isn't that right, Jenny? Alexia pinched her friend on her waist. Ouch. I meant yes, Mrs. Wesley called on us. So, we have to go, bye. She waved goodbye at him. At the same time, Alexia dragged her away. Maple leaf, maple leaf, maple leaf, maple leaf, maple leaf. What are we having for dinner? Whatever it is, sounds so nice. Can't wait to have a taste. Alexia says, walking into the dining room. Of course it's delicious. You should know I only cook the best for my family. Mrs. Gregg says, dishing out the food into smaller portions for her family. Hi, Mum. Aaron greets, placing a kiss on his mother's lips, then goes ahead to sit next to his sister. Alexia shifts uncomfortably on her sits. The air suddenly feels so hot and tensed. She gets up from her seat, walks around the dining room and then seats down. Okay. What's going on? Are the two of you fighting? Mrs. Gregg asks suspiciously. Nope. No. Alexia and Aaron answered at the same time. Are you guys? Hey honey, welcome. Mrs. Gregg greets, wrapping her hands around her husband's waist, kissed him on the lips. What is this I'm hearing, that the both of you are fighting? Mr. Gregg asks, sitting down. No, we are not fighting. Alexia answered. She is not fighting with her brother. She is only avoiding him. There is a clear difference. It better be, 'cause I and your mother would be traveling tomorrow evening, and I don't want you bringing down my house to the ground before we come back. What? You can't travel, Dad. The both of you can't travel. Alexia exclaims. She can't stay alone in this house with her brother. So many things could happen between the both of them. What if they both cross the line and do the unacceptable? We will only be gone for a week. We are not gonna stay long. The mother explains. The short trip might not be long for them, but it's long for her, really long. Alexia could already see the table turning. The relationship between her and her brother wasn't the same anymore. He already has a feeling that she is in love with him, and she is very sure that her brother also loves her, and not the brotherly kind of love. Once dinner was over, Alexia helped her mum in clearing the dishes. Then after that she went up to her room, only find Aaron sitting on her bed. What are you doing in my room, Aaron? She asked him lazily. I don't know. I just feel like sleeping in your room tonight. Aaron answered, shrugging his shoulder. We are no longer little kids anymore, Aaron. We no longer share a room, Aaron. Alexia replied her brother, in a bored tone, rolling her eyes. Come on, sis. We both shared a room, even after we grew up. Aaron, that stopped after puberty came in. You can't sleep in my room tonight, and that is final. I'm going to have my bath, and I do not want to find you in here by the time I get back. She glared at him, then took her towel from the wardrobe and walked into the bathroom. Once Alexia finished taking her bath, she came out of the bathroom in just a towel, having the mindset that her brother had already left the room. But she was wrong. Her brother was in fact still in her room. What the F***, Aaron? Why are you still in my room? she asked, her hand holding her towel tightly. Aaron got up from her bed with a sly smile on his face. He walked to her, his smile not leaving his face for even a single minute. Well, I decided to see my beautiful sister's face before I call it a night. That way, I would get to dream only sweet dreams. He grinned, then placed a kiss on her cheek. Alexia's eyes got wide open, her hand touching her cheek involuntarily. What? Why? Did? She stuttered, trying her possible best to form complete sentence. I see you are lost for words, but that's good. It shows that I do have effect on you. He smirked at her, then placed another kiss on her cheek before walking out of her room. Alexia stood rooted to the ground, her hand on her cheek. What just happened? She asked out loud.